Now.
On 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It is a great morning here in your nation's capital. At least for me it is, because I'm back right where I love to be. Thank you so much to Julie Gunlock and to Patrice Onwuka for filling in while I was gone. Mercedes, you kept them in line, and I appreciate that.
No, they kept me in line. It was such a blast. It was a lot of girl power, I have to say.
Except for those days when we had Joe Concha and Sean Spicer and Hans von Spakovsky.
I missed those days. Those weren't my days.
But it was great, and I'm back rested and ready to charge right through the holidays and through into the new year and into inauguration. No more days off from me for a while, and it's good to be back at home, especially getting things kicked off again with you, Mercedes. Thanks for being here. And joining us right now is KT McFarland, of course, a former Deputy National Security Advisor under President Donald Trump, to comment on all things going on. Don't forget her book, by the way, Revolution, really chronicles what happened that first extraordinary year of the Trump administration. Hey, KT, good morning and Merry Christmas in advance.
Good morning. Good morning. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Where do we begin? Listen, there's still so many questions about the drones, but really I'm more concerned about our government's reaction, the mixed messages. There's no threat, there's nothing nefarious, but we don't know what they are or where they came from. I don't think you can have it both ways. Has this episode shown weakness in America's defenses and sort of telegraphed to our very real enemies out there that we don't really have a lot of solutions if they come after us this way?
Of course. And what it really shows is the contempt that the Biden administration, government bureaucrats, that trinity of government bureaucrats, legacy media, and the Democrats have against the American people. They don't really care. I mean, they're gaslighting them. Anybody who looks up in the sky in about 8 states can see that we've got a problem. And yet, oh, no, nothing, like you said, well, no, nothing to worry with. It's nothing nefarious. We don't know what it is, but it's nothing nefarious. It's just the contempt with which they hold the American people. That frightens me more than anything. Look, it's one of two things. It's either us looking for something or it's bad guys looking for something, and we, the United States government, is not calling them out on it. So either way, those are both very bad options.
Well, and President Trump in his press conference said that the government knows what this is, but we're not, as you mentioned, not getting a direct answer. What do you think it actually can be? Because the Pentagon has ruled out any sort of foreign interference, but my problem is we saw what happened with the Chinese spy balloon that went on for days without it being addressed until it was finally shot down, and it was kind of ignored by the administration. And it almost feels that way once again with these drone sightings.
But much more so because they're all over the country. And I don't think the Pentagon said that we're sure it's nothing foreign. I think they very much lawyered it up and said, well, it's not Iranian drones coming from an Iranian mothership off the coast of the United States, which only leads to more questions. Well, was it some other country? Is it maybe way out at sea? Is it maybe coming out of a warehouse somewhere? It's just, I don't think they've really ruled out foreign interference or foreign actors. They just keep trying to deflect and point you in a different direction, right? It's hobbyists, I don't know what they think it is. But I think President Trump he's being briefed now. He did not want security briefings, classified briefings, when he was not president because he didn't want to be accused of leaking classified information. Mm-hmm. But he's now getting those briefings, so he knows. He knows what they know. And I think the fact that he did not get into any great detail means that he probably knows it's probably not good, and he's going to just wait till he's in office.
We're speaking with KT McFarland. KT, for years now, you've been educating our vast audience here on WMAL about the very real threat of our adversary, China. And Alejandro Mayorkas, Homeland Security Secretary, revealed yesterday that we are currently, as we speak, under attack from China with regard to them hacking into our telecommunications infrastructure. Listen to his reaction, though, when asked, well, what are we doing about it?
Just today, our Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency published mobile communications best practices that everyone should read.
They delivered a best practices memo? That's our reaction to being attacked by China, KT?
We can't get these people out of the White House fast enough. Look, why are they doing it? This is the same guy who said there's no problem at the border. We have no issues with the spy. It's just, who even believes him? Why is anybody even talking to this guy? The fact that we have vulnerabilities to China throughout our supply chain, whether it's our health supply chain, medications, whether it's our national security, whether it's our communication, we need to get free of this, and we need to stand up to China. Now, why has the Biden administration always been soft on China? Who knows? Is it because of the Penn Biden Center that was paid for by China, which is where all of those officials went between the Obama and the Biden administration, probably where they all hope to go January 20th to get a paycheck.
Or maybe it was the 10% of the big guy.
Going back to this,
the big guy.
Going back to this sweeping Chinese hack of the U.S. telecom firms, they're making it so nonchalant again. Like, it is like, oh, yeah, they're just hacking into our firms. There's no real action coming from the Biden administration, even Joe Biden, to say this is unacceptable. These are the type of sanctions we're going to move forward with. Whatever the case may be, they're letting the adversary basically dictate our foreign policy.
But you answered your own question. They're not willing to do anything. They're not willing to do anything. They don't want to do it. They don't feel we're capable. So therefore, they're going to pretend that there's no problem. Because if there's no problem, you don't have to do anything. So it's flip it in reverse. They don't know what to do. They probably do know what to do, but they have no guts to do it. That's why, again, you need a strong president who's going to call them out and have a plan of action. Not just say, well, this is all bad stuff. Ooh, isn't this terrible? Or we'll have a strong memo to follow. It's a president who says, this is what they're doing. This is what we're doing about it. This is why it's not going to happen again. That's why Donald Trump can't come soon enough into that Oval Office.
What do you recommend Donald Trump do, let's say in the case of the drones, going back to the drones? What would you recommend? You've been in that role as Deputy National Security Advisor. What do you recommend for the president to do immediately?
Well, it depends on what the intelligence community is telling them. Are they ours? If so, what are they looking for? Tell the American people. If they're not ours or they're somebody else's, what are they doing? Tell the American people. The great thing about President Trump is he believes in transparency. I mean, Mercedes, you and I have known him for a long time. What he says in private is exactly what he says in public.
Yes.
And
yes.
So tell the American people. Just even look what's happened in the last 48 hours, right? The American people have spoken via Twitter. They don't want this continuing resolution and pork barrel spending. Let the people decide. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. All of those files of all the bad things people were doing, just let us have a look, and then we can decide. So if the Biden administration, maybe what they're saying is, oh, it's so terrible, these drones, this hacking of the servers, maybe we just can't tell the American people because they'll be too afraid. They'll do all sorts of stupid stuff, so they can't be trusted with information. No, actually, we're pretty good about this stuff. Whether you have during the Civil War, whether it was during World War II, when our leaders have come out and leveled with us, we've been very good about dealing with it. We don't panic. We don't freak out. We just deal with it. But you need a leader who's going to do that.
KT McFarland, always great to talk with you. And since I wasn't here last week to comment on it, I'd love to get your quick reaction. How about that Navy-Army game? We got to start, right? Was that not just glorious?
That was so glorious, and it was so unexpected. And the best part of that Army-Navy game was seeing the 47th and the 45th President of the United States there at the stands with the people he loved and adored, who love and adore him, with Army and Navy. Yep. It was just great. America's back.
Yeah, amen to
that.
And
the Navy's back, too.
And Navy's back. That's right. Well, the two go hand in hand. I think we agree with that. Thank you, KT.
Yeah. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
It's 8:15.
Merry Christmas.
WMAL. Merry Christmas.